So I have not tried to do it in a pan before, but you got to know when to pull the plug. I am so excited to share a special recipe with you today. And it's very special because I've never made it before. I kind of got burned out on chicken breasts and chicken thighs. And I thought, you know what? I want to make some Alfredo, some pasta Alfredo. And I don't want to use cut up chicken breast. I made that last time and I'm tired of it. So I am going to make chicken meatballs. I've never made them before, so stay tuned because this could get wild, right? But I figured I'm going to use the same recipe I use for beef and pork meatballs from Fabio Viviani. Similar. I'm not putting chopped shallots in it because ground chicken is so much more delicate. So I have a pound of ground chicken here, and I am going to put it, this is so silly, from one bowl into the other because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. And I think it's going to taste amazing. I'm being very optimistic. Okay, so I have a half a cup of ricotta, whole milk ricotta, because we need the fat on keto, right? I thought maybe I put the cream cheese in here by mistake. When you see me check out mentally, that's what's going on. I want to make sure I'm doing everything correctly. Okay, and also, because this is chicken and not beef, I crunched up some garlic, but I am just going to use a smidge. And I'm going to use garlic powder because it's just milder throughout the meatballs. Just a little bit of that. And of course, because I'm not using shallots, but we want a little bit of the flavor, I'm going to add some onion powder and salt and pepper. If I can get it open. Oh, I need my kitchen to be functional. If you can't use it, you need to change your appliances, your devices. Oh, gosh, that fresh cracked black pepper looks so good. I have 1 egg. I'm so excited to see how this turns out. I hope it's good. Gosh, I hope it's good. I have a cup of grated parmesan cheese. And I have a cup, I mixed this. Half of it is the pork panko Italian style, and the other one is the pork panko original style. You can kind of see a color difference on there. And those, that's it. I think. I'm checking. I hope I got it all. And I'm probably going to have to use my hands to get this all mixed together and make a bunch of meatballs. The other difference I'm going to do is I'm going to saute the meatballs on the stove instead of baking them in the oven, which is how I usually make them. This is interesting. It's stickier than meat when I use meat. Maybe I should have used half and half chicken and half of my meatloaf mix. You know, I love my scoops. They make tasks like making meatballs or even cookies so simple, so easy. I was afraid these might stick to the scooper a little bit. They're really not bad. There we go, a big bowl full of meatballs that I am going to fry up in just a little bit of olive oil in my nonstick pan. I'm going to put just a little bit of olive oil in the pan so they won't stick. They did get a little firmer as I went forward. The longer they had to sit there to make sure I separate them all. Well, that went well, huh? Dump them all right in there. I could use a slightly bigger pan. I think I've become my mother. She had the wrong pan and the wrong lid for whatever she was making. But it'll turn out fine. They'll shrink a little bit as they cook down. I decided, because my slow cooker has such a big cooking surface, and this is going to go much faster than trying to cook all these meatballs. I had no idea it would make that much. Not like I've never made meatballs before. It always makes this much. But when I'm making regular meatballs, I'm dropping them into boiling marinara sauce or I'm baking them on a cookie tray. So I have not tried to do it in a pan before, but you got to know when to pull the plug, right? So these are going to get done because this pot will go up to 400 degrees and stay there for 20 minutes. And then I can sear it, saute it, cook the sauce, make the, I think I'll make the Parmesan sauce, the Alfredo. What am I making? I think I'm going to make the Alfredo sauce in this pan because it only has a few ingredients. And I have a special ingredient, stick with me, because I'm going to add something that will really brighten this up. That always scares me when the timer goes off. I think I've ruined something. Yeah, stick with me because I've got another ingredient that I'm going to put into this chicken meatball Alfredo. I'm so excited to welcome a new sponsor, Salty Electrolyte Mix. If you're not supplementing your electrolytes, your magnesium, potassium, and sodium, you could end up with leg cramps or other symptoms. And I found out the hard way, but I just love these. They come in so many different flavors, blue slushy and cherry chill. I'm having a booyah berry to get me through my day. These are so convenient because you can throw them in your pocket. You can throw them in your glove box at your car. I go golfing, so I made sure I put a few in my golf bag because I don't want to be without my electrolytes when I'm working hard on the golf course, hitting the ball 120 times. So I will tag it down below. Click on it, check it out. Some of their varieties have caffeine in them too, which is always a nice boost when you have a lot to do, like I always do. So I'll tag it down below, and I want to welcome Salty for sponsoring this episode. And see when these meatballs are all browned. Okay, if you have a slow cooker, you can see the meatballs are browning. If you have a slow cooker that can sear meat, that can get that hot, then you want to do that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover it, and the temperature is going to go down to a soup setting, which is 170 degrees. And with the lid on, it will cook. So this is going to bake that for a little bit while I make the Alfredo sauce. And I have a special ingredient that's going to just make this pop. It's going to be so beautiful. So I'm going to put the stove on a medium high. And I'm putting in a 1/4 cup of butter to melt. And that is 2 ounces, 1/4 of a stick. Depending on the package of butter you bought, a stick is usually 8 ounces. If you buy a 2-pound pack, no, a stick is usually 4 ounces, right? Okay, that's true. A stick of butter is usually 8 ounces. I get the big ones, so they're not like regular sticks like you find in the grocery store. I get the ones at Costco that are grass-fed butter, and those are 8 ounces in a bar, and you get 4 of those. So it's 2 pounds in a pack. We couldn't stay with metric, huh? Everything would have been so much easier. Okay, and I have a little bit of garlic. The rest, I just cut like, I crushed about 2 cloves, but it can be a little overpowering. So I am not using even all of that. And you can use garlic powder if you prefer. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. You know, if you make garlic on a low fire in butter or oil, it's called a mojo de ajo, which means a garlic bath. And tempering it that way, browning it slowly, it can take 15, 20 minutes. Makes it so much more mild. It gets that sharpness out of here. So let me tell you about the pasta we're going to use today. This is from Carefree Kitchen, and I ordered it on Amazon. You get a box of 3 for about $30. I'll link it down below because of all the low-carb pastas I have bought and or made. This is my favorite. It cooks up so beautifully. I have some ready to go. And the chew on it is the closest thing I've ever seen to real pasta. So I really like this. I love the smell of food, you know, especially good food, not like a bad fish smell. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like butter and garlic on the stove. I was chopping up some fresh parsley earlier. It's so bright. It's so fantastic. And then my secret ingredient to add to this chicken meatball Alfredo that's really going to take it over the top. Yes, I'm playing a guessing game with you. What do you think it's going to be? Okay, now I'm going to just move these around a little bit so that they're browning evenly. Can you see that? Those are going to be so good. I think I'm going to have some leftovers to put in a food saver bag. I just moved the temperature up to 195. I think that's as high as it'll go on that setting for soup or simmer, whatever it is. It'd be really nice if I could take out the manual and read it before I start cooking on camera with it, right? Okay, now you can see the butter is starting to get a little browned. So that's perfect. Now I'm going to add for the Alfredo sauce. Do you ever make your own Alfredo sauce instead of just buying it in a jar? Okay, this is 2 ounces. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit so we don't burn anything. But that is 2 ounces of cream cheese that is room temperature. You know what? I need my whisk because nothing works to incorporate ingredients like a whisk. And yes, the metal whisk is scraping across the nonstick coating. Sometimes fly by the seat of my pants. Okay, and here's a cup of heavy whipping cream. That'll settle it down, right? That'll calm things down. And I'm going to add just a little bit of Italian seasoning. 1/4 teaspoon. I've said before when I've cooked Italian for you that a little goes a long way. I watch other videos where they're adding like a 1/2 teaspoon or a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And to me, it's just so overpowering. Rosemary, too, is another one that I just think is so overpowering. And I am going to add just a bit of garlic powder to smooth things out. And I don't know about you, but I like a lot of pepper, fresh cracked black pepper in my Alfredo. Oh, gosh, that's gorgeous. And you're thinking, RJ, where's the cheese? Right? Okay, so it's about 1.5 cups. Ooh, look at this. You know, it's so easy to make. Yes, it's very easy to buy a jar, a bottle, and just make it like that. But when you make your own, it's just so much better. And you know what's in it. And this is 1 net carb. It's 2 carbs with 1 gram of fiber. So that's like free in keto land. I want to incorporate the butter. We'll add some parsley. Oh, that makes it so pretty. Wow, look at that. I always say this, where is the smell-o-vision? If you were home watching me make this, your mouth would be watering, your lips would be quivering. Be like, I have to make this. It looks so good. It really does. Let's taste it. See how I'm doing here. You know what else you could put in here? You could put some crumbled cooked bacon. Why not, right? And that's 0 carbs, so it doesn't even change your macros really, except it adds a little bit of protein. Gosh, I'm a good cook. She said modestly. So I am going to reheat my pasta because I took it out of the fridge. Do you know that if you refrigerate or freeze pasta or rice, which I just don't eat rice because of keto, but if you cook them and then refrigerate them, it changes their constitution. It changes how their ingredients are absorbed by your body. This is how I'm going to do this. I am ready to assemble everything. I have my heated up pasta, my reheated pasta. Again, that is such a great hack to refrigerate or freeze your pasta before you eat it. Now, the secret ingredient that's going to add a little extra brightness I pre-cooked some broccoli florets. Look at that. So you're not just eating, I have a thing against eating beige, like, things that you need a little variety. And you could put in maybe a few diced up sun-dried tomatoes or, and you do have the parsley in it. But having a little bit of broccoli in there is really going to make it pop. And now, I'm so excited to try this. I got spoiled buying the bottled Alfredo sauce. And, it's like the same difference when you have Caesar salad dressing. If you make it yourself, there's no comparison. Ooh, that looks so good. Do you want some? Pull up a chair. I have plenty. Going to share with you. Oh, yeah, I like a lot of sauce. Wow. That just looks maybe one more spoonful around the edges. Okay, and I have a little bit more fresh chopped parsley, just a little bit. Oh, wow. How amazing is that? Now, whoopsie, the taste test. Oh, I'm so hungry, I forgot my meatballs. Can you believe that? I moved them out of the way. I broke a few in half to make sure they were cooked. You never want to risk eating medium rare chicken. You want to make sure it's done. Look at this, bon appetit. Oh, I can't wait. I can't believe I forgot the meatballs. After all that, I have been working so hard. You ever do that? You just get so distracted. I want to try a meatball first. Wow, that's so good. A piece of meatball, a piece of broccoli, and a piece of rotini. That is the perfect bite. I used to go to a restaurant that would serve shrimp in the middle and broccoli around it. And it was such a great combination. And that's what made me think of this. What was it? I think it was called Market City Cafe at the Monte Carlo. And I used to love to get the broccoli and shrimp. This is as good. Well, it's on keto, so maybe it's even a little better. But the Alfredo sauce is so tasty. Ooh, yeah. I hope you'll try this. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of this. Tell me if you think I'm too goofy because I forgot my meatballs. No, don't tell me that. I'm very sensitive. Anyway, I hope you will try this wonderful surprise dish. Instead of just plain old chicken, we have chicken meatballs. We have a little broccoli. We have a little rotini that's 2 net carbs per serving on the rotini. It's wonderful, that carefree kitchen pasta. Enjoy. This is RJ for Keto Over 50. Thank you so much for joining me. Treat yourself to a wonderful keto dinner. Make chicken meatball Alfredo with broccoli on the side. You'll feel very special. Stay beautiful. You know you are. See you next time. This is honestly one of the best things I've ever made. It's so good.